Hello. It is Krystalracquel and I am back again. Today is day 16, day 17, day 17 of 21. Wow, time flies. I'm here with a video and this is a very important topic to me. It is specifically how to know when you found the right person for you. So some of you all may know that I started my YouTube channel not too long ago, but I've gotten a lot more consistent in the past year and I am on a 21 day in a row video video I don't know what the word is, but I'm doing 21 videos in a row. And I was on a journey where I met the person that I fell in love with and got married to, and it was not in a long span of time. I think I'm mentioning that for one of the first times. I always had a vision for myself in terms of what I was looking for a relationship and for someone who was going to be in my life. And of course, when you're young, you don't necessarily know exactly what it is that you need, but you know what you want, what you desire, and what you believe is going to make you happy. This just came to me, so I'm just going to mention it. I remember when I was in my 20s, there was a young guy that I had dated, I think I met him when I was 23, or around there, maybe a little bit younger. I definitely wasn't 24. And I knew him on and off for 5 years. We, were talking and dating. And, well, not really on and off because we were always in each other's lives. But I just knew he wasn't the one for me. And what really did it for me was in 2017, we were talking again, and I think he wanted to maybe talk about marriage with me. And I told myself in 2017 when I spoke to him, there was just a couple things that I asked him. I know at least one of the questions. So I don't know if it was 2 questions or 1, but one question that I asked him was, if we, in the future, like for church and things like that, what's your opinion on that? And he told me, well, you can go to church with the children. I don't have any problem with that, but I'm staying home. So it was difficult because that was somebody I cared for, someone I had known for a very long time. But that was the one thing that let me know, no, I was not going to get back with that person. No, that person was not for me. And then from there, we didn't talk again, or I think there was another point in time where he had sent me a Christmas gift. That's not important, but he wasn't a bad person, I should say. But I'm just bringing that up to just explain to you, you have to understand what you want and what you need. That response let me know, okay, this is not the person that I'm going to be with, because I'm desiring someone who's going to be going to church with me and the children. He's going to lead our household in that way. And maybe even if he doesn't like going to church initially, he knows that that's what he's supposed to do as the leader of the home. And prior to that situation, this is why you have to have a spirit to be able to listen to God and a heart to be able to listen to God. Because I know I want to do a video every day for 21 days, and today I was just asking God. I was like, what should I do the topic about? And I wasn't really listening. Then I was like, let me just get quiet and try to listen to the Holy Spirit and let him guide me. But prior to that situation with the same person, I just remember when I was younger, I just didn't feel happy fully with this person, meaning, you're young, I cared for this person, but it just didn't feel like it was for me. And I remember, after, thinking, after we, I don't remember what the situation was, but I just wasn't happy, after a conversation I had with him, mind you, this is a long time before, and I just remember that I just prayed, and I was just like, God, I want you to, I think I said, I want you to show me who you have for me, who is going to be the man that's going to be my husband. I need to know who this person is, please, just show me what my life is going to be with this person. I just need to know who you have for me, because I'm not feeling good about this. I'm not happy. And I remember that night, and even if I feel like I prayed that, but even if I didn't pray, I know that's what I felt, and that's like what I was praying inside. I can't recall if I actually prayed it out loud. No, I did. I was talking to God about a lot of different things, and then I had a dream that night, and that dream was that I was with the person that I loved. He was a great person. He was kind. The one thing about the dream was that we were laughing all the time. We had a lot of fun together. In the dream, the person was Hispanic. I remember he had long hair, like a long ponytail or long hair or something like that. And in the dream we were laughing, and he just kept picking me up, like holding me up, and like he would like be carrying me, and we were just so joyful. It was just beautiful. And in the dream, I believe it was this dream, that he was like a little bit shorter than me, like an inch or so, like an inch. So I just remember feeling like happy, but no, like after that situation, I didn't stop talking to the guy I was with, but it was just like, oh wow, like God gave me that dream. That's gonna be my future, I think. So, and then I should have mentioned that first before I mentioned the other part, but the other part came to me first about that conversation about having, like, what's gonna happen with like the kids. And I feel like there was a second question that I asked him, but I don't know, that's the only one that sticks with me because it was the most important. So yes, that brings me to this next part, knowing who you are supposed to be with and who is the right person for you. You have to first love yourself, know who you are in Christ, know who you are in this world, know what your purpose is on earth, and that's going to be the way for you to move forward and to kind of get to decipher who is right for you. So before I get into that, I want to just confirm like who the person I am, who the person I'm with, who is the person that I'm with. And yes, my husband is Hispanic. He does not have long hair. He had long hair in the past. And what's funny is every day when he comes home, I run and jump on him, and he's always picking me up. So it's just like funny how things happen. And he has a great sense of humor. Like, we laugh all the time, like we joke a lot, and that's what I had prayed for. I prayed for somebody who had a sense of humor. Honestly, I remember creating a list. So it's important, even if you write things out sometimes, maybe you don't even remember it later on. I know some people say, oh no, it's not important, you don't need to write a list, that's not good because then you're going to limit yourself. But I created a list of some special things that I thought were important for me. And I remember one of those things, you can ask for what you want. I put on that list, mind you, this was after the dream, after everything, I'm sure. And on that list, I remember putting, like, describe the person that I was interested in. I never put a race or anything like that. But I wanted somebody, I needed somebody that could be up to an inch shorter than me or taller. I don't think I put a limit on the height, but God probably already knew what I wanted, because I never wanted anybody who was super, super, like, way taller than me. I just don't like that feeling of someone towering over me. Me being about close to 5'11", I'm taller than most women on average. Like, I'm probably taller than 90% of the women that I come across, and I'm probably taller than maybe 70% of men. Just from what I've seen, I don't see a lot of men who are 5'11" or taller. Like, I think the average for men is, like, from what I've seen, what I see around me, they're usually like 5'9", 5'10", sometimes shorter. So maybe not 80% of men, maybe I'm taller than, from what I've seen, maybe 70% of men. So on average, I'm usually taller than people. And if somebody is taller than me, they're not like way taller than me. So I remember putting that on my list and just bringing this up to say that you can pray for whatever you want. But that wasn't the most important for me, obviously. The most important thing I prayed for was that he would love me. He would love God more than me. That he would be caring, that he would be unselfish, that he would put me first, that he would be understanding, that he would not have a bad temper. Just a lot of things like that I prayed for. And mind you, this list, I totally forgot about it. And when we moved into our new place recently, like a couple months ago, I remember going through boxes and stuff, and I ended up finding this thing that was written out. So I was like, oh wow, like, this is like, he's everything that I prayed for. and based on what he said to me several times before, is that I'm everything that he asked God for as well. So just being able to find who is right for you, you have to really like dig deep and figure out who you are first. If you don't know that, you're gonna just be interested in any man that comes your way who is nice to you. You're gonna be interested in any man if you find them attractive, beautiful, and they're interested in you. I think that's so important for you to just remember what it is you're looking for, remember what your standards are, and remember, if you can't put all your attention on a man, that shouldn't necessarily turn him away. Like, if you're interested in him, you're interested in him, but if you're not the center of his world, if he's not the center of your world, that's a great thing. So if you are thinking like, okay, no, I have to, make myself so available for this man, because if I don't, he's going to find someone else. If that's the case, that man's not the one for you, because the man that finds you as his wife, he is going to be very into you. So once again, the first thing is knowing what you are looking for and knowing who you are. Know what you're striving for, know what your goals are, know who you want to be. And remember, love is actually a choice. So when I was looking to be married, I'm not gonna say looking for my husband, but he's really the one that was looking for me. I recognized that I had to know what my purpose was on earth, and you have to kind of analyze that man. What's his purpose? Like, there could be a man who can be really nice. That doesn't mean he's for you. I know I've mentioned a couple times that I was getting to know a few different people, mind you, going out on dates with them, obviously just that. So I had to look and not be like, okay, well, this person looks like this person has this person is this. That stuff couldn't play a factor. It could not, because if that was playing a factor, it wouldn't make any sense, because all of them had this, all of them had that, all of them looked this way. It doesn't make any sense. That's not the most important thing, and it's going to lead you in a bad path. So what I had to do was, one, take my emotions out of anything. That's why it's good if you can date a couple at a time. But even if you're just dating one person, that's okay. Like, still take your emotions out. There's no reason for emotions to be involved in anything, especially when you're first getting to know someone. You don't even know them. You have to recognize what your purpose is on this earth, and how is this person, mind you, I know this now. I wasn't necessarily thinking about this part at the time, but figure out what it is that they have and how can you guys join. Their looks is not gonna, them being, gorgeous top model, that's not going to help. That's not going to do anything for your union in the future. How's that going to help you? It's not. Figure out what you want and what they want. If their goal is to be a mega superstar, and you don't like to be in the limelight, you never have, that's something you want for yourself, that person is not for you. If their goal and their call in their life is to go and be a missionary in Uganda, and you know that you don't want to leave your home, you don't like traveling, you don't want to live somewhere else, you don't want to potentially have kids in a different country and raise them in another country besides the United States or whichever country you're from, then that person is not for you. They're not. So I just want to mention, you can meet people, they can be nice, they can be good people, they can be a good candidate for marriage. Not only are you looking for the best candidate for marriage, you're also looking for the best candidate for marriage, or the best person for you. Okay? So don't think because you've met someone and they're nice and you really want to be married, that they're kind, that, okay, this has to be the right person for you. Really analyze if, once again, no emotions involved, analyze if this is the person you see in your future. Really think about that. Think to yourself if that's what you want for yourself. Think hard, long, and then decide. In my situation, there was with the three that I was getting to know, one of the men had family, some that was in a different location. Their parents, I think one parent wasn't able to work. This person this person also had a child from a previous relationship. There were some good things about him, but although those weren't the main things that made me release that person to, you know, move on and go on with their life, as the first one of the three that were released, those things definitely played a factor. You have to be realistic no matter what you're thinking, or you can't look at anything material, because that's going to lead you astray. People may try to entice you with things that they have, and you have to just recognize that that's not going to help you in the future. Material things, they come and go, they can come and go, and you have to just recognize what's most important in the world. You know, so don't let things entice you. People can say, oh, well, you know, I'm actually rich. I'm rich. And let's say the others that you're dating aren't rich. They live normally, they live like you, or they do well for themselves, but they have a solid career. And then there's somebody saying that they're wealthy and that they're rich. Like, you can get enticed and completely led astray. So just be mindful of that. And then those two things I mentioned factored in, because I recognize that, wait a minute, this person is most likely sending their finances to their parents. This person is having to provide for a child. And I know that, yes, there's people who that is perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that. But I think if there's options presented to us, look at the best option for you. So it's nothing to judge, but is that something that you necessarily want? If you're a single person, you want a man, you're looking for a man who's also single, and you want to start your life with someone, if there's options that, you know, don't have children or don't have parents that they're sending them a lot of their income to, then you may want to consider that. And mind you, this is not the full reason why I didn't consider this person any longer. There were other things. It was personality as well, in terms of certain things that I saw, like a selfishness with one situation, and and like I could see how he behaved toward one particular person when we went out to eat. I didn't like it. Mind you, it wasn't anything crazy, but just things I just monitored and looked at. Like, okay, we're just getting to know each other within this month period, and you can't even control those certain aspects about yourself, then that's something I need to be mindful of. So just recognize that you're looking at what's in front of you in terms of inside, and in terms of like what's going on around that person. So had I ever been further interested in that person, let's say any woman, if they decide to go with that gentleman, just know they're going to have to, that man's resources are going to be going outside of the household. Maybe not all, but a lot of it is going outside the household to parents and a child. And of course, you know, like if there's people who need help, you know, you will have to give. There's nothing wrong with that, but just, you know, in terms of the way I believe and what I think, I would like to at least have my resources, you know, staying within my household, at least most of them. If you're in a position where you can help your family, that's fine. But when I mention this, I'm saying, like, I could see that he was living at a quality that was like lower than what he would have been based on what he was doing with the money. So let's say this person was like was doing well for them, really well for themselves in terms of like being a business owner and things like that, but it didn't show because their money was leaving the home. So if you're in a position where you can help other people and still live at a good level, that's fine. But a woman would have to think to herself, okay, so he's living at this level, so that tells me that if that lady's going to be living with him, or they're going to be moving in together and getting married, she's going to always probably just be okay, because in order for her to be better than okay, that income from the family, from the kids and that are going outside, would have to be going to her. So if that woman is fine with that, then that's okay. But I believe that in terms of providing is not just providing the bare minimum. Providing is being able to make sure that that lady is happy, satisfied, has more than just enough. So yeah, those things to consider. But just being able to find the right person for you. I was gonna say follow your heart. No, don't follow your heart. First, follow your mind. That's Be very focused. Be very, what's that word? The opposite of emotional. Can't remember right now, but whatever that word is, be that. Be focused. Think with your mind, literally. Think about what's going on with you. So that's no emotion should be involved in this. And then, you're enjoying the person, you're left with them, getting to know them, and then you will be able to move from there and make your decisions from there. Just find that person who's right for you, and your heart will start to choose someone. But that's the thing, you have to guard your heart, put those barriers up right at the beginning. And of course, it's so much more easy it's easier if you have at least 2 people that you're talking to. But especially be very careful if you're talking to just one person, because it's gonna make it, I'm trying to see what time we're at. It's just gonna make it a little bit difficult for you in terms of finding the person for you. So yes, follow your heart, know who you are, know what you're looking for, even write out a list, and it's gonna become easy for you. And you'll know when it's time to stop talking to the others if that's the case. But if you're talking to one person, you have to be mindful, because you could be tricked. You could be tricking yourself into what you're looking at and who you're looking at. You just maybe think, oh, this person has treated me nicer than I've ever been treated before. That doesn't mean that person's for you. Remember what it is you're looking for, what you envision for your life, and just know however they're behaving, there's potentially another side to that person. Just give it a couple months. I don't recommend committing to anyone, becoming exclusive with anyone. If that's the only person you're talking to now, in a month you could meet someone else. Don't make promises. Just continue to be nice, kind, feminine, lovely, and things will reveal itself. No need to rush. Oh, one thing about me, I always said that I did not want a long engagement. I always said, I know God can speak to people. God can direct people on the correct path. And not saying this is for you. If that's not your faith, if you don't have faith for that, then don't try to hold on to that and believe what I'm believing. But I always had a vision for my life in terms of what I wanted, and who I wanted in my life, and I ended up getting that. My belief was always that the person I got married to we would know within a short amount of time. I also, I don't believe in, sleeping around and things like that. So I knew that the person that I was gonna get married to would wait, and that we would be able to move forward. And honestly, it's supposed to be like that, because why would you be, if you love someone, why would you be wanting to wait for like 4 years and then getting married? It doesn't make sense. There's a purpose. Yes, you need to monitor that person, be around them a lot, see their flaws, see bad things about them, good things, and then you can make a decision. Everyone's different. But within a year, a man will know if he's ready to marry you or not. So my husband and I, we were married on our 1-year anniversary of our first date. So it was really beautiful, and I couldn't be happier. So just know that anything is possible. Stay under God, stay under God's covering, continue to love him, honor him, and he is gonna, protect you. You may look at other people around you and be like, oh, these people have these things. Oh, and I always like to show my ring is beautiful, and it was exactly what I wanted. So there are men out there that are going to take care of you, that are going to love you, that you're going to take care of them as well, honoring them, respecting them. The man out there he's out there for you. Prepare yourself. You don't want any man. You want the right man for you. Just move forward. Continue to love yourself, and God is going to open a door for you. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Let me know if you have any questions.